Hey everybody. It's been quite a day. I mean, I was up in the middle at night, like editing videos, making sure everything was done. Here, let me put on my disguise glasses. There, I feel so much better now that I'm in disguise. Okay, I'm going to switch just a moment so I can get an idea. It's not working. There. Nope, not working. I'm going to make y'all sick. Okay. All right. Trying to fix my light. I messed with it last night and now it's all wonky. I'm having wonky problems. Okay, let me check again. I'm so happy to see y'all here, and I know there are new people here, and so I'm sorry I'm like being super goofy. Okay, well that's better. Let me see if I can get it down a little bit more. Oh, and can you hear me? Wait, yeah, I see the volume button. I hope you can hear me. Okay. Phew, I'm back. I'm rotating the light away. So this is me at my little live station. And today was the first day. I always forget to introduce myself because I feel like I know you guys. So I'm Lucy. I am a little, I believe the word is clumsy. I think that's an accurate word. Wait, careful. I'm doing something weird. Okay, wonky. All right, and my name is Lucy. My website is paperglitterglue.com, kind of all is one word, and I'm the host of the Great Halloween Spooktacular. So I started that last year because I love Halloween crafts. I just love them, and I thought there might be people who are crazy about Halloween crafts only, and most of mine are 3D paper crafts. So I thought it's kind of a unique thing, and I do it over 20 days. So each day, starting August 11th, we have a new project, and you can kind of concentrate on that project. You don't have to like see 8 different speakers on one day. So that is sort of the thinking behind the 20-day event, the Great Halloween Spectacular. Okay, let me see. What else did I want to make? Oh, if you ever have any problems, like you're not getting your tickets or your emails, email us at help@paperglitterglue.com. Help@paperglitterglue.com. And we will, try to resolve the issue as fast as we can. I have this person who helps me behind the scenes. She's actually the genius for this event. It's Susan. And Susan, handles all those things. And all I do is get to be creative. So it's like, yeah, why not? So that's the fun part for me. Okay. Okay. I see everybody's like, yeah, oh, wait. Oh, I'm on the wrong one. Shoot. Camera. Preview mode. I got on this preview mode. Back to live mode. Phew. Okay, I think I found myself. I'm sorry. 4 minutes into this, I finally found out where I am. Okay. So, anyway, I hope you heard me. Lucy, paperglitterglue.com. And today I'm going to show you some of the projects. Actually, I'm going to show you my projects. I haven't made any of the other ones, but they are so good. I'm really pleased. I actually had more people help me this year. I had, last year I had 9 or 10 people, and this year they're like 14. So I only did 6 projects, but it's not a problem because their projects are so good and different from my style. So I think you'll enjoy it. Okay, yeah, 5 minutes in, I finally found my face. All right, so I've been giving some of you who've kind of been following my lives. Some of you have already seen some hints. So this one is the first one. This was kind of the inspiration for the event this year. It's called Vulture Gulch Mercantile, and it's like a little store. Let me reach something. Last year, we did a bookstore, Raven's Crest Bookstore, and I wanted to do a store again, and we've done patisseries and other things over the years, but I wanted to do something, you know, kind of maybe Western, but still Halloweeny. So I came up with this, partly because there's this weird place on a trail where I walk where all these vultures gather. They gather where a pond accumulates in an old parking lot. I had like 20 vultures, and so that's where I came up with Vulture Gulch. And so I really like it. I used photos of like windows and cans from Canva, and that's on your graphic sheet. But really the fun is what you do in the back. Now, let me see. I think I have two of them. Here's the other one. You can put like wallpaper or try to make it look like old wood flooring in the back. But really the fun part is filling it. So I came up with some patterns for little canned goods, and I figured out how to make canned goods, and they're actually just like rolled up paper. They're not even hard. So I made a few labels. And what else? You know, I don't know if you watched Little House on the Prairie, and they'd order fabric for some special event, and they'd get a bolt of fabric. So I thought it would be fun to have some kind of Halloween fabrics, and I made little bolts. And let me see. I have to hide them because Alley Cat thinks they're like cat toys, you know, with little hairs hanging off there, little threads hanging off. They think those are cat toys. But wait, let me kind of put them in so you can sort of see the display, okay, of the fabric bolts. I just thought that was fun. And let me see. So I put the canned goods in the top, and I glued them together because otherwise you're like it'd be like working in a grocery store and you're stacking cans all the time. I hope it'll stand up. See? Isn't that cute? And then also I made a little cauldron and made little bubbles, little bubbling cauldron. So we will do what goes in the mercantile during the lives. But I asked a friend of mine, wait, let me reach around. I asked a friend of mine if she could help me because I had all these ideas for cans and stuff. And she's trained as a graphic artist. Presley, I want to give Presley a shout out. And she made some cans for me. So these are the little labels. I printed them on photo paper, and these are her little labels. Let's see. Skelly's bone broth, brains and gravy, goulash, and witch's brewed beans. Okay, so here's the big one. So in the bonus files, we included these files. But let me read you some of the instructions. Heat in cauldron or pan until bubbling. Stir counterclockwise. Serve hot, preferably before witching hour. Oh, and then she added nutrition facts. Nutrition facts like carbohydrates and cholesterol. I mean, it's just so clever. These are frightfully tasty goulash, I guess. Dump into cauldron, stir counterclockwise while muttering your favorite curse. Heat until bubbling and serve. Warning, may reanimate hunger. That's for the goulash. So she did these for me, and they're in the bonus files, and I think they're hysterical. Okay, Peggy said she wanted to put them on cans, so this is one I printed up and just kind of taped onto a can. Wouldn't that be fun, just having that in your pantry? Or, you know, like if you have a Halloween party, you could stack them up just like we stacked them up in the thing. But those are in the bonus files. Okay, Lynette asked a question. Oh, the cauldron. This is actually a Tim Holtz cauldron, so you can find it um, on Amazon. You can look it up. But we're going to make one out of polymer clay. Now, it's not going to be as good and smooth as this. We're not polymer clay artists. That's not what we do. But we can make a cauldron and then add the little polymer clay bubbles. So anyway, that's just some of what Presley did. I was trying to print it up, but I didn't have time. I've been trying to balance a little bit of sleep with work, so I'm not at my most organized. And you know I can be a little chaotic anyway. Um, so what's the other thing? Oh, she also made potion labels, and just like these are funny, the potion labels are hysterical. So you could do those. One of the days we're going to make potion bottles. We actually may do them over 2 days. One, I'm going to do one with like a really creepy paper mache. You know, I like paper mache. Let me find my tree. Where is my tree? Okay, so I make these out of wire and paper mache, and I make them at the proportion to fit with my little houses. Here, let me kind of show you. See, you can display them together. But we're going to do a paper mache on top of an old bottle. And then I want to do mirror glass. So like kind of potion bottles with mirror glass sort of. Anyway, that'll be one of the lives in the afternoon. Okay, so I've shown you some of the stuff from the Vulture Gulch. That'll be the very first project on August 11th. That's my project. And then, let me see, I don't know the exact order of the other ones. I know which is last, but I don't know the other. Okay, this one is so good. I saw, and I explained in the video of how to make this, the inspiration. There was a guy on Instagram, and he makes little, I don't know how to say it, automata, I don't know. But they're little machines you build. You have a box, and then you have a crank, and then it might be somebody running or riding their bike, you know, a little figure doing the same thing over and over. Well, he had one where you crank it, and it was a polymer clay skeleton, and it's reading, and its eyes are going from left to right, and it's reading a magazine, Bon Appetit. It was so funny. So when I saw that, I'm like, I wonder if I can make something with the little shifty eye. And at first I called this the shifty eye skeleton, but that doesn't really explain it. So now I call it pull tab. Okay, look at this. Isn't that funny? And there is a bonus one in the file of one of the owls, a vintage owl I did last year. So anyway, I hope you have fun with this. And it's really easy. It's not hard. It's just, you know, just mainly anchor in the pull tab so that the eyes, you know, go back and forth. So that's one. Okay. Oh, and you can see the trick or treat banner. I found this alphabet. It's actually called Ironwood. And I specifically asked where it was. I said, could I use the whole alphabet? And they said yes. And I could make it as a cut file. And I just think it's such a great Gothic alphabet. So in the regular free file, you get the trick or treat. You just get those words. But if you get the entire file, if you get the VIP or all access pass, then you get the entire alphabet. And you could use it on gift labels or, you know, other things. And you don't necessarily have to do it for Halloween, but I think it's like crazy perfect for Halloween. Okay, somebody has, oh yeah, the lives are always available. And I'm not sure about the videos. We pre-record the videos for each tutorial, and I cannot remember if those are only available for 24 hours or not. I'll have to ask Susan, my assistant. I think they ought to be available at all times, and then just do the, you know, basically, if you want access longer, then buy the all access pass. And we priced it pretty reasonably. I think it's under $30. I believe it's $29. Yes, oh, and somebody asked about Monday's live. Um, Next Monday, I think, is August 4th. It's before the event starts. And my plan is I'm actually going to do, or at least kind of show you a school craft. I think I only have like 2 school related crafts. So I kind of think on August 4th, that's a pretty good day. In South Carolina, schools start like mid-August. So it's school started. So I think I'm going to show 2 school crafts on Monday. Okay. All right. Yes, this is a card. Oh, somebody was asking if this is a card. Yes. Don't you think if you open that up, you're like, oh, that is hysterical. That people would be so delighted with it. Lynette asked how much the VIP is, and if I'm not mistaken, it is $29. And I think I put in 6 bonus files. I think. Like I said, I haven't slept much lately. Okay, this is another fun. You can kind of see him in the background. This is Frank. And we've made dancing figures in the past, and I just think Frank. So I figured out, and you can also, wait, let me lean over. You can see I've made like a candy box with him before, but I simplified the face and checked it to make sure it was cuttable. And this is Frank, and he's got his boots on and his arms, and I was really happy because I actually drew pretty good hands too. Oh, it's 37. It's 37. It, yeah. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's not what I thought it was. It's 37. I will try to make sure 100% that it is worth your time, and if your money. And if not, let me know. Okay. This is one of the bonus ones. This one's just silly. Somebody asked me to make a Weir Rabbit last year. A Weir Rabbit dancing figure. I'm like, what is a Weir Rabbit? So I looked it up, Google it, and, it comes up. And so I just made kind of a funny little rabbit. So this is the Weir Rabbit dancing figure. So he's just a little bit creepy, but not too bad. So that's in one of the bonus files. Okay, Kay said it was 29 earlier. I think the fast action bonus is 29. So there's a trick to doing that. What you do anytime, pretty much for anybody's event, there's a 20-minute fast action bonus. So if you're like, I don't know if I want this one or not, and then later on you're like, oh man, I have to get it. Go to a different browser. And I'll tell you, for example, I am a Mac person. I do all my drawing. I do everything on my Mac. So if I realize I missed the opportunity when I first looked at the fast action bonus, then I go to Google Chrome, look it up and on a different browser so I'll get the fast action bonus because the cookie, the marker that tells them that you've already been to the page is specific to a browser. So I go to a different browser. Okay. So I hope that works out. Because I really want it to be a lot of value for you. And, more important, I want it to be fun. And if it's not worth it to you, then that's not fun. Okay. Now this one. So every year I try to come up with a gift box, and I do that. I've done that before I even hosted the event, the Spooktacular. That's only been 1 year. So I came up with one, and I'm like, I want it to be so easy. People can just crank it out, and they can make like 20 of them if they want to. So instead of having a ton of cutouts, I really simplified it, and I made it so there are no windows that you have to glue on, or you don't have to layer shingles or anything. And so this is the gift box, and I made a 13-hour clock. And I printed this on regular paper and it's smeared, but anyway, the top figure is a 13, not a 12. And that's in the printable PDF that comes with the file. So you have to cut out the little circle. And this is a gift box. And it opens up. And there are other gift boxes and treat boxes. People did really cool stuff. Okay, and then the bottom opens up if you want it, and you can fold it flat. So if you wanted to do like a whole collection, you could do different colors and stuff, and just bring out your village. You could also, instead of using a colored paper behind, you could do vellum, and then light would shine through. You can put an LED light. But I'm really happy. You can cut this out so fast. Okay. During the Spooktacular, I do a live every single day. So if you think I look tired now, I'll actually look kind of Halloween-y by the end. I'll be like, but it fits the theme. It fits the theme. Okay, so let me see how many I've showed you. Vulture Gulch, the skeleton, Frank, Trick or Treat banner behind me. Okay, and finally, this is actually what got me behind. I made a house years ago based on this book, and I explained it in the video. What's a ghost to do? This is Gus the Ghost, and the people who owned the house got tired of maintaining this old house, so they were going to leave. And Gus like, what am I going to do? I don't have a place to stay. And kind of goes through the adventures to that. And somebody told me that my houses reminded me of this book. 1966 is the year it was published. And so I made one for her, and I made it before I knew how to make patterns. I didn't know how to make patterns. So I kept saying, I need to make Gus's house. I need to make Gus's house. And so finally I got Gus the Ghost house done. And that's the last project. It's kind of hard. The hard part is the wraparound porch. So you have to get your angles to fit properly. And really one of the hardest things is to try to make your columns stand up. So I kind of came up with a way. I used the same technique on Vulture Gulch. I make a trim piece that goes in front, and it holds the columns together so that they don't flop around like usual. So I solved that problem, but it's still hard. Now you don't have to go through all the stuff I do to make like distress shingles and crackle paint siding. You can use just colorful papers, but that's what took me so long, was kind of perfecting that file. All right, let's see what else. I kind of talked fast, partly because I'm nervous. It's first day. I want people to be happy. So I think I've gone over the main things. I'm gonna scroll back. Scroll back through. Yes, everything can be cut with a Cricut. The Cricut Joy is a problem. The regular Joy. The Extra is not for most every possibility, because almost everything is less than 8 inches. I kind of designed my files to be cut with an 8.5 by 11 cardstock or cardboard. That's kind of what I started out. From the very first beginning, I did my designs that way. And so the Cricut Joy Extra will handle 8 inches. So let me show you. I'm going to unfold this just to kind of show you the size. Actually, I'm pretty sure I got a ruler here. So this is the widest dimension of the Halloween House gift box, the Easy Halloween House. Here's my trusty steel ruler. I love this thing. Let me line it up. 1 inch. And I think it's 7.5 inches. It's about 7.5 inches wide, so it easily fits on it. And the length of one of the mats you can get for your Cricut Joy Extra is 12 inches. So it fits what I designed for. And that's true even for Gus the Ghost house, all those pieces. Oh, let me see. was going to show you. Can you get me one of those prototypes of the house on the corner of the fireplace? My trusty assistant, I'm putting him to work. Not to mention that he's already been, talking to you and trying to. Okay. This is one of the prototypes. So this is one of the prototypes of Gus the Ghost house. See the little things flopping around. But that was before I figured out the trim. But I just want you to know you can make Gus the Ghost house easily or much easier in cardstock. So Cricut Joy Extra. Sometimes I go through the trouble, like there is a way to do this with a Cricut Joy, but I have to take it apart. I have to, you would have to do each side separately so that it will go through. So it would modify the design significantly. So it's just so much easier to design for 8.5 by 11, which works with the Cricut Joy. Okay, all right, let me scroll through, see. Sonia loves the shingles. I like the shingles too, but it's a fair amount of work. But there is one thing I do that makes it easier. Because of the structure of the house, I make over roofs. So this, you glue this on separate, so you can actually make your shingles, apply your shingles while the piece is flat, and it's much simpler than trying to glue it on while it's angled on a chimney. That's the way I used to do it. Okay, let me see. I'm looking back. Any other questions? I'm so happy to see you. Oh, somebody got the VIP pass. Remember, if you ever have any problems with the VIP pass, just go to help@paperglitterglue.com. help@paperglitterglue.com. Like you're not getting the files or you have a problem, and then we'll fix it. Okay. All right, let's see. Ben. Oh, my sister's here. My sister, Joanne Webb. Sometimes she's at work, so she can only but she is in Utah, so it might be her lunch hour. Okay. Yes, somebody said they can picture adding bats and ghosts. That is what I want you to do. That is what I want to see, is you to make it your own, really. Like these letters, I really made kind of a simple banner. There's a background piece, a dark purple background piece, a yellow piece, and then a black letter on top. And truthfully, it's a little bit bland, but you can make it so much more interesting by shading or doing a different color of the letter and do it as a drop shadow, or using a really colorful paper in the background. There's so many things. That's really what I want to see you do. And that's what people get excited about when they go to a Facebook group or they see it on Instagram or something. That's what they get excited about, when it's something very different. Okay, let's see. Oh, thank you everybody for getting the VIP. Yes, the guest presenters. All right, I almost cried when I read my friend, and I consider a friend. I met her a few times, my friend Jennifer Maker. My brother has known her since like the early days of the internet. They kind of pioneered some early stuff on the internet. And he has maintained a relationship basically online with her as a friend, kept up with her. And when I started crafting, I said, I want to write a book about making little houses, because there's not a book specifically about making houses, especially ones we call putz houses, sort of based on these vintage houses from Japan that I think they reached their peak of popularity in between, the 1920s to the 1950s. I'm going to get Ben to grab one for me. Will you grab that yellow and orange house on the edge of the shelves right there, kind of below the witch's feet? Actually, grab the witch too. The witch is above. Yeah. Okay. So I said I wanted to write a book about, I'll show you my witch in a minute. I bought it for display, but about making little putz houses. And this is kind of a classic design with a doghouse. And my brother said, you need to see Jennifer Maker. So you need to contact Jennifer Maker. So my friend Jennifer, he didn't say Jennifer Maker because he knew her as Jennifer at that time. And because she's written lots of books. And tell her what you want to do. And when I did, she gave me so much advice. This was before she got huge. She had a profitable business, but she wasn't huge at this time like she is now. And she wrote this advice. She said, you need a platform. You need a website that with so many followers and subscribers and an email list before a publisher will consider you. But she also said, you'll do better if you self-publish, because going through a publisher is a big rigmarole. So anyway, I got in contact with her and she told me all this advice, and that's what started my business. Well, also I didn't know how to make patterns. So her big course really, although now she has so many, but at the time her big course was a cut above on how to make SVG patterns. And so that's how I learned. And I mean, it was a struggle, especially because what I do is different from what a lot of people do. You know, a lot of people want letters and stuff, simple designs they can cut out, vinyl, put on a t-shirt. But I wanted to make 3D stuff. So for me, also, I'm not like the greatest tech person. I spent my life working in the ER. The most important thing you do in the ER is like sign things so, you know, people can get their prescriptions and stuff. So it took me a long time, and finally I would say I'm pretty good at making patterns. Not perfect, and it take forever for me to do it because I'm not trained as a graphic artist. But I learned from her, and in her email, she said something like, my wonderful friend, and I've watched her go from, you know, hand drawing patterns to making SVGs to teaching classes. And it was just so sweet what she wrote at the end, at the kind of I think it was at the PS of her email. So I mean, like I almost cried. Of course, I'm sleep deprived, so it's a little easier to cry when you're sleep deprived. All right, so that's kind of my origin story too. I wanted to show you this. What? You can put it in there if you want. Okay, so I saw this artist. She makes little dolls, and look, she hand beaded this house. I mean, house. See, I keep thinking house. Hat. Hand beaded this house and hat. And look at this doll. Can you see it? Isn't it cool? Hand beaded dress. Look at her legs. Anyway, so I have to figure out how to display her behind me. I want her behind me. It's Tilda Time. The doll is from Tilda Time. And I want to show her off. I bought her as a display for this event. Okay, let me see. Anyway, yes. Kay saying she joined Jennifer Maker's Advance, which I think it's like a steal. It's an incredible program. And my friend Amy Romeo joined us for the first time. You know, Amy's kind of famous for earrings, faux leather earrings. Well, I'm paper. I live on paper. And so she made something that you can make in either faux leather or paper, which I thought was really cute. So that she did that for me, you know, just specifically so she could join us. Jen Swift did some stuff, and my friend Emily Miner did this cool little cauldron, and I don't know, so many people, and some new people that I don't even know, but made really good stuff. One person wrote me, and I showed her what I was doing. I think I had Vulture Gulch done, and she's like, oh my gosh, that's amazing. I can't do anything like that. I'm like, no, don't worry about it. Whatever you do, I knew she could do it. And she came up, that's Tracy Lewis, I think, Tracy Lewis, and she came up with something. Okay, Alrighty. Anybody have any other questions? I just try to talk, or usually the regular Monday lives are 30 minutes. I try to do about 30 minutes to show some project or something relatively quick. I try to do it quickly on Mondays, every single Monday. I missed it only when when Ben and I went, my brother, my trustee assistant, and I went to Europe. Okay, so let me see what else. I think that's it. Okay, but during the Spooktacular, there will be a live every day at 2 p.m. And, and I'm trying to do things that match what we're doing. They might not always match, but it'll be some kind of Halloweeny thing. Okay. Yes, a lot of people in Jennifer's advance. She and this was part of her advice to me. She says teaching techniques is really what gets um, the most resonance with an audience. People really resonate with teach me how to do this. I I haven't quite done that. I mean, I mostly teach you how to do 3D things, but I just want to make stuff. And so I don't totally emphasize technique over let's make this little house. Okay. Alrighty. Okay, somebody said my doll, she has a doll stand. I got a doll stand for her, but it doesn't, I don't know, she's so tall. I will figure it out. I think I'm going to like make a belt for her and just kind of hang her up behind me for my beautiful little doll from Tilda Time. Okay. Alrighty. Well, I'm going to go now. I don't know if I'm going to choose one of two things, either eating or sleeping. And thank you so much for coming. And I hope you have fun. And I don't like criticism, but if you can help me by letting me know if there's a problem, then I will, then I will, you know, I want to learn and do better. So I'm happy to hear your suggestions. Think of them as suggestions. Okay. All right. Yes. Okay. I'm gonna go now, and y'all see you on the next spectacular thing is Sunday. I think it's Sunday, August 10th, and we're going to make a candy corn house. I made that pattern. It was one of my very first patterns, and I've kind of updated it over the years. So we're going to do a candy corn house. Alrighty. All right. Y'all take care. Thank you so much for being here. I have to find the buttons. I didn't even need the light, though. It's all messed up. Okay. Bye, y'all.